Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Today we're looking at a new card from Dimension Forces, and it's called Battleguard 0. It's a level 1 Earth Attribute Warrior type effect monster with 50 attack and 100 defense. You can only use the first and third effects of this card's name once per turn each. 1. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Feast of the Wild level 5 from your deck to your hand. 2. Battleguard monsters you control gain 500 attack points, and 3. You contribute this card, special summon 1 level 8 Warrior type monster from your hand. I've got to say, it surprises me how and why Konami would support this type of deck. For anyone who doesn't know, Battleguard was a very old strategy used by Joey Wheeler within the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh! He used this specifically against Rex Raptor, and I believe it was used to defeat his Serpent Night Dragon by just getting rid of those cards. By having both the Lava Battleguard and Swamp Battleguards on the field, they each increased each other's attack points by 500, and it wasn't very good. I mean, one would be boosted to like 2,300, the other to 2,050 attack points, but both were level 5. Very Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! They only had an effect that gave them a slight increase if the other was on the field. They used it as a bit of a tag team between comparing them to Joey Wheeler and Tristan Taylor. It was okay, but they've had random levels of support down the years. They also had another one, which was this Battleguard King, and even that was unusable. So this is the card you'd be searching through the effect, Feast of the Wild level 5. It's a normal spell card with the effect special summon up to 2 level 5 warrior type monsters from your hand and or graveyard, but their effects are negated. Also for the rest of this turn they cannot attack. Essentially this is only good for either a tribute summon or to go into a rank 5 monster. The reason for that is both the Lava Battleguard and Swamp Battleguard are level 5, so it works in conjunction with them. And here is the aforementioned Swamp Battleguard. It's an Earth Attribute Warrior type level 5 with 1,800 attack and 1,500 defense. Effect, this card gains 500 attack for each Lava Battleguard you control. Essentially this would be decent if you had all 3 Lava Battleguards on the field. It would become a 3,300 attack monster. It's fine, but the problem is Lava Battleguard is a level 5 as well. Getting all 3 on the field isn't exactly an easy feat. Also to note, this was the card that was originally owned by Joey Wheeler. And this one is Lava Battleguard. It's an Earth Attribute Warrior type level 5 with 1,550 attack and 1,800 defense. The effect, this card gains 500 attack for each Swamp Battleguard you control. This is a bit weaker than the Swamp Battleguard, so it would become a 3,050 attack point monster if you had 3 Swamp Battleguards on the field alongside this card. It uses a lot of resources just to bring this monster out, and you would need to almost entirely fill your field with monsters to get any significant benefit from this effect. Now, the one support card we didn't discuss was Battleguard King. This actually came out in release of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, so more than 10 years after the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh! And more likely 15 years if we're going to be honest. It's an Earth Attribute Warrior type level 8 with 3,000 attack and 1,100 defense. The effect, once per turn you contribute any number of warrior type monsters except this card. Each tributed monster, this card gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase this turn. It's a massive beat stick that's just there to pulverize your opponent as many times as possible. It can go into direct attacks, so that's fine, but my argument for this is it doesn't have to be run within a Battleguard style of deck. It doesn't have to be with any of the other guard monsters. It just has to be within a pure warrior type build, as you contribute any number of warrior type monsters just to add those additional attack points and the number of attacks up. So you could put this in Destiny Heroes, you could put it in Elemental Heroes, you could put it in so many different types of decks that it's just unbelievable. Goki example as well. It would have been more viable if it had just been purely for their deck. This is classified as their boss monster. So you can see why I'm quite skeptical of this archetype. I mean, the first effect, you know, it's okay, it's great for bringing out level 5s to then rank into rank 5 Exceeds monsters. Secondary ability, Battleguard monsters you control gain 500 attack points, just a further boost. It's not that relevant either as an effect. And the third effect, you contribute this card to special summon that level 8 monster, so the Battleguard King can be used. This card is meant to synergize the deck in part together, but there are so few cards within the archetype. You've got a spell, you've got about 4 different monsters now, it's not enough. You've got, I think, the Battleguard Howling as well, which is a trap card, but outside of that, not usable. And this is the final support, Battleguard Howling. When a warrior monster you control is targeted for an attack or by an opponent's monster effect, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that original attack of the face-up monster you targeted with this card, and if you do, return it to the hand. This can help to do some decent amounts of damage if you can use it correctly, but outside of that, this came out at the same time as Battleguard King. For the support, none of these are useful, and until Konami is prepared to actually give this a decent run of support, outside of the one random support every 5+ years, it's never going to see any sort of play. What do you guys think of the card? Is it something you'd use? Is the archetype okay? Do you think I'm being too judgy? Put those down in the comments down below. Make sure to watch the end screen video that's coming up. That helps to support my channel. Thank you very much.